Asterisk, if people don't respect you, it's not the world's fault. It's because you taught them how to treat you. In this video, you'll discover why your flexibility has made you invisible, and how to apply Machiavelli's rules to become an authority that's impossible to ignore. Stay until the end to reclaim your power. Asterisk, respect is not asked for. It is built through the way you hold yourself when no one is applauding you. It's not a gesture, not a word, not a pose. It's a presence that imposes itself effortlessly when you're no longer willing to give in. And that's where everything begins. When you stop being someone who seeks approval and become someone who simply does not betray themselves. No one says it out loud, but everyone feels it. The difference between someone who commands respect and someone who begs for it lies in the lines they draw, and in their ability not to erase them. Asterisk, because in a world designed for constant approval, being firm becomes a subversive act. The system wants you malleable, available, always ready to say yes, and you, just to fit in, became an expert at justifying yourself, forgiving without consequences, staying silent when your body was screaming. But that flexibility they sold you as a virtue turned you into someone expendable. You left no mark. You imposed no boundaries. They confused you with the background. Asterisk, true authority is not born of raw fear, but of sustained coherence. It is cold, calculated power built without raising your voice. The one who punishes without hatred, who withdraws without spectacle, who does not repeat warnings, that one commands respect. They don't need to warn. They don't need to explain. People simply know that if a line is crossed, there is a price, not because it's said, but because it's been demonstrated. Asterisk, what destroys your power is not forgiveness itself, but forgiveness without consequences. That habit of reopening doors again and again until you're taken for weak, of explaining your limits as if they were negotiable, of making exceptions because you care, because you feel bad, because you don't want to lose. Every time you do that, you teach others that your principles are paper thin, that your decisions tremble, that you can betray yourself if enough emotional pressure is applied. Asterisk, that's why they don't respect you, because there are no clear consequences, because your actions don't uphold your words, because people know you can yell today, but forgive tomorrow, and that unpredictability, far from inspiring respect, makes you vulnerable. Only those who act with the precision of a natural law can sustain real power. Only those who are predictable in their firmness can dominate the field of relationships without becoming tyrants. Asterisk, respect is not earned by being nice. It's earned by being coherent, by being able to stand by what you say, even when it hurts, even when you stand alone, even when loving means walking away. Asterisk, most people fail right there, at the moment their pulse trembles, and they choose to be compassionate with someone who was never compassionate toward them. In the false idea that love justifies contradiction, in the need for approval that turns firmness into an exception. But it's not about being cruel, it's about being clear, because respect does not grow in ambiguity. It is built with limits that aren't explained, only enforced, and if someone crosses them, there's no need to raise your voice, just step aside. No drama, no speeches, no goodbyes. Asterisk, what hurts most is not punishment, it's silent exclusion. Knowing someone disappeared because you crossed a line they never allowed to be crossed, that weighs more than any shout, because it installs the idea that your presence is a privilege, not a right. And anyone who understands that will be careful not to lose you. Asterisk, there's an even subtler way of imposing respect, the fear of regret. Not fear of you, but fear of losing what you represent. Not threats, but consequences. Not contempt, but absence. Because true authority doesn't need to leave scars, it leaves emptiness. And that emptiness is felt when you're no longer there, when your energy withdraws without noise, when your silence weighs more than your words. Asterisk, respect begins when you stop justifying yourself, when you no longer explain every decision, when your no is enough with no embellishment, no apology, because every extra word, every justification, every sorry but, sends a clear message. you doubt yourself. And if you doubt yourself, the world will too. Body language also speaks loudly. How you enter, how you sit, how you speak, how you look. If you're comfortable with yourself, you don't need to impress. You don't laugh out of politeness. You don't apologize for existing. Your mere presence is enough. And that, in a world full of social anxiety, is magnetic. The one who commands respect does not chase acceptance. They move with the certainty that those who understand will stay and those who don't will remove themselves. Your energy must be selective. You can't be everywhere. You can't respond to everything. You can't give yourself to people who haven't even earned your time. Respect is also measured by your availability. If you're always there, your presence loses value. You become background noise. No one respects what is obtained without effort. No one values what doesn't shine through scarcity. To be respected is to stand firm even when everything pushes you to give in, and to do it quietly without explanations, without spectacle, because what is imposed with firmness needs no defense. Maintaining self-respect means waging a silent war against everything trying to dilute your identity, against the constant urge to please, against the chronic need to fit in, against the habit of caving in just to avoid discomfort, because every time you let something slide just this once, you teach the world that you can be bent, not with force, but with guilt, not with violence, but with poorly managed affection. Personal authority is built by losing comfort, and that hurts. It hurts to renounce validation. It hurts to accept that many will leave, but respect has a price, and that price is no longer being everything to everyone. Every boundary you hold eliminates what doesn't deserve you. Every honest no purifies your environment, and every person who walks away because they couldn't manipulate you is doing you a favor. Because true respect is not having many people applauding. It's having a few who would never dare step on you, because they know there's no going back with you, that you don't improvise your decisions based on the day, that your standards don't change with emotions. That makes you rare, and what's rare is respected, because consistency is scarce and what is scarce commands presence. There's also an invisible poison that ruins your respect. Digital omnipresence. You're always available, always replying, always online. You think that shows interest, but all it communicates is neediness, and neediness has a scent. Neediness degrades, because if you need to be there, the other understands they can have you whenever they want, and what is possessed without limits is despised without guilt. Another silent loss of respect, begging for love, accepting crumbs as if they were feasts, celebrating half affection, justifying absences, applauding minimal effort, because you don't know how to be alone, because you fear that if you demand more, you'll be left with nothing, but what you don't demand clearly dissolves. And what dissolves doesn't impose. It's not about asking for love. It's about setting how it must be expressed and holding that standard even when it hurts. Your energy cannot be wasted on those who don't know how to receive it. It is a limited resource. You can't explain yourself to those who don't listen. You can't give yourself to those who only take. You can't save someone who refuses to support themselves. Every time you do, you dim yourself. And what is dim is not respected. What doesn't shine gets forgotten not out of cruelty, but biology. The human brain follows firmness, not compliance. It respects those who project security, not those who beg for attention. Becoming someone impossible to ignore requires mastering conflict without seeking it, holding your principles without witnesses and not hesitating, even when everyone else does, because respect, when it's real, doesn't need words. It's breathed, it's perceived, it imposes itself. Real respect is not demanded, it is imposed through presence, coherence, and non-negotiable boundaries. If this content made you reflect, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, comment with your experience, and activate the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. See you then.